Well, speaking to many of the traders over on that end, the view to a large extent is that we are looking at a market that is broadly undervalued versus the anticipated trajectory of the economy. What's your view on the market at the moment within the broader economic context that's playing out?
Thank you very much, Alishia. It's a pleasure to be here today. Basically, looking at the market, just as you've noted there, we are seeing a lot of activity. And just as you noted there, we are seeing the financial sector taking the leading front in terms of how it's behaving, in terms of reacting to what we are seeing in terms of the macroeconomic as well as the macroeconomic front. Looking at it from the political side, the stability as well as some of the changes that we are seeing being brought in as anticipated by most of the market players. We see as though definitely the market might be still on a steady rise, though looking at it from the sense of the fact that last week we saw a bit of a correction, and this week we are seeing a lot of demand beginning to stream in, and the order books are also looking strong in terms of the performance, and the corporate earnings that are coming in are also very indicative of a very positive performance, and because of that we should be seeing a more rising market in the near future.
To what extent is the kind of rumblings we're hearing in the political arena affecting market sentiment at the moment? Because one would assume from what we were hearing from Andrea earlier, it would be largely positive.
Well, looking at it in terms of the political scenario, yes, we've been seeing a bit of activity in the market in relation to what we are seeing in terms of majorly the referendum which we had recently. Though, as at now, most people are looking at the market in the sense that it will be able to be affected significantly if we are having something like a general election for new leadership. As at now, it's more of looking at it in terms of the policy changes that would affect the market. And from looking at it in that perspective, you're still seeing a lot of investors being confident about the market. And looking at it in terms of the new political dispensation, the new changes that are expected to come, we are seeing a lot of confidence in the market, and hopefully we'll see a lot of foreign direct investments as well as more activity in terms of local participation in the investments market.
Well, we're certainly seeing an increase when it comes to tourism levels. Kenya's tourist arrivals rose to 483,000 in the first half of this year. That announcement being made yesterday, putting East Africa's largest economy on track, they're saying, to beat record foreign visitor numbers that was set in 2007. Just how is that impacting the kind of share price movement we're seeing when it comes to Kenya Airways and TPS Serena?
Well, essentially, tourism has been one of the major foreign income earners for our market, and just as you noted there, we are seeing very positive performance on that front. And looking at it in terms of some of the listed equities like Kenya Airways, TPS Serena, we are seeing very positive behavior. Right now, TPS Serena is already positioning itself to be able to take advantage of the increased business. They're having a rights issue that's ongoing, and the uptake has been very positive. And looking at Kenya Airways in particular, the share price had dipped significantly, though right now we are seeing it getting support levels at the 47 shilling mark, and it's still a very promising buy.
Let's take a look at Kenya Airways and some of the strides that it's making, because it's added another plane on that Mombasa-Nairobi route, aiming to tap into new revenue coming from increased demand for passenger services in the domestic market. What are you making of how KQ is defending its share of the market at the moment against local competition that had at one stage put it under significant pressure?
Well, definitely, yes. Kenya Airways is one of the stocks which we have been very monitoring about significantly. First of all, we are anticipating that they'll be able to perform very well because of taking advantage of the 2010 World Cup, and because of that, the performance is expected to be fairly good. And looking at it in terms of the local market, yes, it's been facing a lot of stiff competition from other local airlines, and because of that, it's trying to see whether it can position itself very well to be able to tap into that segment of the market. We are seeing them coming up with very good rates as well as trying to improve their services, and especially in terms of the fleet coverage. And because of that, definitely they are positioning themselves to be able to perform very well, and the managing director has been fairly strong in terms of coming up with very strategic moves to be able to still ensure that their market share is strong.